stories for you tonight. Oh, before I start the stories, I've got to explain this. I've got a catchphrase. The word is blinking hell. I've left off the blink and I call it kin hell. And you can please your kin self if you believe that when you're kin up. I tell stories. I told one about a Welshman, because you know Welsh people have started to wear kilts now, because the sheep have got used to the sound of a zip. I do one about a Scotsman who had crabs, wouldn't get rid of them, thought they were money spiders. I do one about a Jewish fellow who got a big hard-on, walked into a brick wall and broke his nose, but I won't do that tonight. I don't do any Irish stories, because you upset them bastards, they start throwing pins at you. And if they do run, they've got an hand grenade in their mouth. The Irish have just landed in Kuwait with a bar's load of sand and a bar's load of cement. They're going to try a mortar attack. Have you noticed all those Irish wear moustaches? Have you noticed they grow moustaches? You know why? They want to look like their mum, don't they? Two Irish fellas was talking. One said to him, Murphy. He said, what do you think of the Renault 5? He said, I don't think they're guilty. Here, I had a summer season last year in Bournemouth, and I'm going back to Bournemouth again this year. Anybody ever been to Bournemouth? Yeah. And there's some puffs down there. I dropped my wallet one day and I kicked you all the way back down the house. Wouldn't have been down to pick the parcel out. Funny thing about puffs, they don't reproduce, but there's millions of the bathroom. I saw two outside fighting over a man. What I've got for you tonight? No, honest, no. I went out one night down in Bournemouth, I've got to tell you. The cast of Bread, because they were down there with me as well, and we got friendly, and they took me to one of these fucking karaoke nights. And I got pissed, I was bad. I was fucking bad. And you know, I was in Boscombe, and I finally made the seafront, and they said to me, keep walking, Jonesy, you'll come to Bournemouth. And when you're pissed, it takes you a long time to walk, doesn't it? Because you sort of... And I'm walking along, and I saw this horse galloping in the water. And I thought, fucking hell. Bank chain opened this earlier. But my eyes, it was a white horse. And when I looked, only the Lone Ranger, I thought, fucking hell. He's got his mask, king silver bullets. King come galloping by me, he's got a dustbin on his back. I said, where are you going? He said, to the dump, to the dump, to the dump, dump, dump. Little clean one out in case there's any agents out, because I do children's parties. So anyway, the Lone Ranger went out one night with his Indian mate, Tonto. And they went in this pub and the bloke said, he's a fucking Indian, isn't he? He said, yeah, not in here, piss off. He said, why he say that, Kimasami? He said, I don't know, Tonto, why ain't he allowed in it? He said, I know what they're fucking like. They get a drink in them, the bastards want to start scalping people. Piss off. He said, look, Tonto, I'm only going to be a couple of minutes. Just wait in the car park. He said, Kimasami, it's cold in the car park and I've only got fucking moccasins on. He said, run round the car park. So I fucking running round the car park. Bastard, I could have had a lemonade shit pop. I come in the pub, he said, you the Lone Ranger? He said, yeah. He said, you know, you've left your engine running in the car park. I've got to tell you a true story, because I only ever tell true stories. I told you I was in Bournemouth, and this is a gospel true story. The wife told me this story. An Irish fella, who I know, who lives in Dagenham, who works at Ford's, he decided to come down to Bournemouth to see our summer show. And he's got a nice car, Ford Scorpio. Don't take the piss. And he's drove all around the M25, and he's finally at the M3, and he's starting to open it up in this Ford Scorpio. 70 mile an hour, it's gone, you bastard! He's run it over onto the old shoulder. What's the matter with you, you shit-button car? I've had your service. Bastard. He's pulled the bonnet case to go out and have a look. And as he's walked round, one of these big juggernauts has gone by, caused a draft, slammed the door, and locked the bonnet down. You mad bastard! What, we're doing 50, not 150? Could have caught my fingers in there. He's trying to get in the car and he's locked himself. Bastard. King keys are in there, you bastard. 2 miles he's walked to the nearest phone. Hello? Is that the hey hey? I said, no, I don't want the police, I want the hey hey. Got a problem? Yes, sir, I'm broken down on the M3. I've got one of them Ford Scorpions, you know. And it's given, and I've put it on the hard shoulder. And I got out to have a look. And one of them big juggernauts has gone by. Caught a draft and he slammed the door. And locked himself. The fucking keys are on the inside. And I'm standing here talking to you on the outside. And I've got 2 miles to walk back to the car. And it's getting dark. And I'm panicking a bit. So I've left the wife and the kids sitting in the car. I wouldn't tell you lies. Bastard, don't I? I am. I play snap with the bloke who stutters. I do. This Scotsman, he was a coloured Scotsman, and his name was Chuck. He went into a jeweller's, unzipped his eyes and drops it on the counter. The girls went, ah! You can't do that in here. He said, you listen to me. Is this a watchmaker's? She said, yes. He said, well, put a couple of hands on that. And I can do it. No, I can't. The Antique Roadshow was going to Norwich. I was passing a little place called Attleborough. And as I was driving through Attleborough, I saw this old house. 200 years old. One of these fucking plaques on the side. Typical antique, they stopped. Got out and this old boy's opened the door. He said, can I help you? They talk like that up here in Norwich, don't they? 2 farmers was in Norwich top and one said, here, George. Your boy last night, he broke my daughter's virginity. He said he's a clumsy bastard, he broke my tractor last week. He said, can I help you? They said, yeah. He said, we're from the Antique Roadshow. He said, I've seen you on the telly. They said, we noticed the house is 200 years old. My family lived here all the time, you know. They said, we were just wondering whether or not there was something ancient that we could sort of value for you. You know, 200 years old, we'd like to have a look around, but maybe you've got something, an old plate, or maybe something in the loft. He said, do you know what? There is something in the loft that's been up there at least 8 years of mine now, eh? Come in, or you go get it for you. Poor bastard's been gone 3/4 of an hour. Come down, covered in shit and muck. Dropped this thing on the table. He said, what do you think of that? I said, you prat, it's your water tank. Irish fellow was up in court for fighting. The judge said, this is the 14th time you've been brought in front of me for an affray. He said, I'm not afraid of nobody. No, affray. He said, affray yourself. What is he talking about? He said, you've been fighting. Oh, yes, sir. If that's affraying, I've been affraying all over the place. He said, I noticed here that you haven't worked for nearly 2 years. No, sir. I've been down the job centre like no. And they haven't got the job that I'm sort of looking for. He said, well, what sort of job are you looking for? He said, I'd like to be an ozone layer. He said, look, I'm sending you down the job centre tomorrow and you'll take the first job that's offered to you, otherwise I'm going to put you in prison for a year. You hear me? First job or prison for it? I take the first job they offer me, will. Down the job centre, I've come for a job, I have. So they've only got one here, mate, all yours. Turkey wanker. He said, what's a turkey wanker? He said, there's a bloke in Udderston. He's got a little farm and he's trying to develop turkeys so he can develop a turkey with 5 legs, because everyone wants a drumstick at Christmas. I'm not taking it. Turkey wanker. I don't wank myself. Why do you wank myself? He said, well, it's all right. Oh, I'll take the job. I'm not telling anybody I'm a turkey wanker. I'd let you get on that television programme. What's your line? I'm a turkey wanker. Get out of that. Go all the way down there, but I said, you're the turkey wanker. Oh, don't call me a turkey wanker. What have I got to do? It's what it is about. Find the turkeys around the back. Just give me a quick wank. Bring it round to me. That's a turkey wanker. He's walking around the back. All the turkeys have seen him. And they've gone running up going, gobble, gobble, gobble. He said, no, I'm giving you a wank. That's all you're getting off of me. Boy of 16 got sent home from school. Walked indoors, his mother said, don't talk to me. Just get upstairs, Michael. I don't know how you could do this to me and your father. You horrible, horrible boy. Just get upstairs. The old man's walked in. Hello, darling. No, I ain't. Bastard kid of yours. Have you ever noticed that, fellas? Whenever they're in trouble, they're ours, aren't they? But when they've been good, oh, my son, he's a love. You can be two-faced. He said, come on, what's he done? He's been sent home from school. You wanted him to stay at school till he was 18. You got no, bastard. He has been sent home in disgrace. He's been caught having sex with the English teacher. He said, well, I don't approve of that. He is 16, but I don't approve of it. I'll go and sort him out. He's upstairs in the bedroom. Fucking good boy. Proud of ya. I didn't give my English teacher one, but I had a couple of wanks, I've got to tell you now. I'm going to treat you. I'm going to buy that racing saddle you want for your bike. Oh, wish you're not this week, Dad. I couldn't ride it in my arse as sore as this. No, see,